Okay, thank you. We're going to call the Human Affairs Committee to order on May 23rd at 7:01 PM. If the clerk would please call the roll.
Yes, Alderman at-large Wilshire.
Here.
Alderman Karen. Alderwoman Melissa Golia, I'm present. Alderman Lopez. Here. Alderman LeBrun.
Here.
And we also have Alderman Dowd with us.
Okay, thank you.
We have a
Public
quorum.
comment. Communications.
We have none.
Unfinished business.
We have none.
New business resolutions.
We have R-17-101 relative to the acceptance and appropriation of $808,298 from the State of New Hampshire Department of Health and Human Services into Public Health and Community Services Grant Activity Fiscal Year 2018 and Fiscal Year 2019 Public Health Network Services. And I would move to recommend final passage.
Motion before us is to recommend final passage. We have Bobby Bagley and Patty Crooker here. If anyone would like to ask questions of them about this grant. We didn't want to make them come all the way out here for no questions.
They want to join us?
Okay, Alderman Karen, come on up,
Maybe-
please.
Maybe we'd like them to explain what this
Sure,
grant money is for. That would be good.
that would be good. Thanks for joining us tonight, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
So who's going to explain this grant, Patty or Bobby?
Madam Chair, we're going to have Patty Crooker, who is the coordinator for our Public Health Network Services program, explain the components of the grant. There's multiple components to this that include our substance misuse prevention coordinator, our continuum of care facilitator, our public health emergency preparedness, and also a program coordinator. Program administrative assistant is included in this grant as well.
Thank you. Can I just ask you one thing? Can you just describe to the committee the time sensitivity for this grant? Because we did call a special meeting for it. So if you could just tell us why that happened, we could go from there.
Yes, so Madam Chair, usually what happens is that once these contracts have been approved for funding, they'll send us the contract paperwork down. We actually received this the day after the aldermen met, and then we received this other piece of it to get this part of the contract through, again, the day after you all had your meeting. And the time sensitivity with this year is that they want to have these, all of the proposals that were sent out for all the grantees have to have their contracts back up to the state before June 1st. Our contract paperwork needs to be up there by Friday. If not, they bump us out until the end of June to put it on governors and council, which means that we would have a month where our staff is not paid because they're not going to do any retroactive pay. It doesn't just affect us at Nashua. They only want to pass the grants through governors and council, all of them together one time, and so all of the contracts would be held up.
Thank you for explaining that. Patty, would you like to talk about the grant? Sure. Thank you.
Well, the grant is for the Public Health Network Services Program, which includes public health emergency preparedness, substance misuse prevention, our Public Health Advisory Council, our substance use continuum of care program, as well as a required new program on young adult initiatives with leadership around substance misuse. So it does include the staff positions that Bobby mentioned. The emergency preparedness piece is a grant that we've been receiving since, I believe, 2003, and starting in 2013, that also combined with the substance misuse program. So it has been a grant that we receive regularly. What they do is a 2-year grant with an optional 2-year extension. So 2013 was the last time we went through. Then they granted the 2-year extension, and now it's just time to renew and reapply for all of the programs.
Thank you. Alderman Lopez.
The substance misuse continuum coordinator and the, I think I might have combined both titles. Both of those positions were integral in the Mayor's Opiates Task Force, if I remember, which was the genesis point of the Safe Stations initiative. Are there efforts underway particularly focused on youth interventions?
There are. The substance misuse prevention program is specifically focused at youth, high school aged youth, and early adults up to 25 years old. So that's Lisa Vasquez is our coordinator for that position. She works with prevention coalitions throughout our public health region to get prevention messaging out to youth and get them involved in the process. The new program, which is the substance misuse leadership program, is actually to conduct trainings to involve youth between the ages of 18 and 25 to then lead some of these programs and get that age group of folks more involved. So both of those are specifically aimed at folks between 15 and 25 years old.
So it sounds like the training the younger youth to take on the training is similar to the peer recovery program. Is there a similar strategy as with the safe stations, rather than inventing new programs, putting resources into better coordinating the existing ones? Because we have a lot of youth programs like the PAL Center and Boys and Girls Club.
Correct, and our intention is actually to look at those programs and youth that have been involved and maybe use those as tools to recruit the youth that would be a part of this initiative.
Last question. Sorry. So I'm very interested in this, but I've been focusing more on the adult addiction population. Is this also being coordinated with the My Brother's Keeper project?
It has not been integrated in that as of yet, but it definitely would be a resource that we could tap to, again, recruit those youth and also maybe direct some of our prevention activities towards the folks that participate in that program.
You can ask all the questions you want, Councilman Lopez. There's no
Oh.
limit.
Just my experience as the Safe Station program was a Hail Mary that we caught and is really, really going well and needs continuing support. But I know a lot of the public is asking, what are we doing to intervene with youth and ensure that we don't have a youth opioid epidemic crisis? So I just wanted to make sure that we were asking those questions.
Thank you. Alderman Malizia
And
Goya.
I guess just to follow up on that, so in terms of intervening with youth and involving young people in our community, the lower age level for this is age 15?
I believe so. It's high school age, so ninth,
Okay.
10th grade and up. Although they do some work with middle schools as well in some of the parts of the region.
Okay, thank you.
Attorney Bolton, did you have something to add?
Yeah, I've got a few questions. Mostly because I need to know the answers for another purpose.
Okay.
But is this the kind of grant that you make an application for and seek approval on?
We do have to submit approval. The grant is for the entire Public Health Network Services program. So there's 13 public health networks in the state of New Hampshire, and they have 13 awardees. We have been the awardee since the inception of the networks.
Okay, and the section that serves Nashua, you have to budget for that?
We do. The funding covers all of the folks within our region, which is Nashua and the 12 surrounding towns.
I see. And it's your department that prepares a budget as part of the application?
Correct.
And when the aldermen accept and appropriate the money, they're committing the city to go by that budget?
Yes.
And that budget is prepared by your department?
In coordination with the finance department. We do work with Janet Graziano.
Yep. Thank you.
Any further questions? Seeing none, the motion before us is to recommend final passage. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all the good work you're doing with this.
Thank you.
Oh, may I ask a question? Just about your Casper
Correct.
piece on Saturday and your door-to-door, how did that go? Were people receptive?
For the most part, people were very receptive. There were a number of folks whose houses we went to that were not home. I mean, it's a Saturday, so
Right.
understandable. There were other events going on as well. Some folks did ask the teams to come back,
Oh, nice.
and which they did. We are going to be continuing doing that field survey because we didn't get the number of surveys we want. Once we determine exactly how we're doing that, we will get the information out to the aldermen so that if you get questions, you have the answers to that, as well as public information out to the community.
I was just wondering if you got what you needed or needed.
We
to.
got
We
it.
got some of it,
a bit
so
of-
we have to get 210. So we'll probably be out during the week, and then we have a we had a rain date that was scheduled for June 3rd, so we'll be back in the community on that date as well.
Okay, great.
And just for the public, I just want to thank you for the hard work you put in on becoming the first nationally accredited public health department in the state of New Hampshire.
Thank you.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you for your support.
Welcome. Okay.
Nice to see you.
All right, new business ordinances.
We have none.
General discussion. Seeing none. Public comment. No one here. Remarks by Alderman. No need for a non-public. Do I have a motion? Alderman Karen.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion is to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And we are adjourned at
7:12.
7:12. Thank you very much.
Wait 1 second. Wait, one.